This is Warhawk Beyond 2040, bringing to you another edition of the Wrestling Discussion Series. And today I wanted to discuss and share my thoughts with all of you about the big announcement that was made on the January 24th, 2025 edition of SmackDown involving Charlotte Flair, who is set to make her return at the Royal Rumble 2025 pay per view as one of the participants in the women's Royal Rumble match, and why I feel that WWE have more or less given away who is actually going to be winning the women's Royal Rumble match. So, we haven't seen Charlotte Flair for one full year now. The last time that we saw her was back in December 2023 when she tore her ACL, injuring her knee on SmackDown. And it was said that she was going to be out of action for at least up to 9 months. So it's been well over that time now. And, we've seen odd updates here and there. She's been working out, and I've seen pictures of her, and she's looking phenomenal. She's looking in great shape. Her face, on the other hand, I'm not one to, pan the way people look. I mean, Charlotte Flair is very attractive and incredibly talented in the ring, but I just wish she would leave her face alone. I really would, but that's a whole another story for another time. But let's stay on the matter at hand. So we saw a video package on SmackDown declaring that Charlotte Flair will be making her return as the Royal Rumble 2025 pay per view as one of the 30 participants in that match. And again, this is the wrestling fan in me. I would have preferred if we had kept Charlotte Flair's return as a big surprise, because some of my favourite moments in the Royal Rumble were the ones where you didn't see it coming. The element of surprise. We've talked about this before. You know, I like that because when you've had someone who hasn't been on TV for well over a year, and then boom, out of nowhere, they just show up out of the blue, that makes it a bigger moment. Take, for example, 2001 Royal Rumble, my all-time favorite Royal Rumble match. Big Show came out. We hadn't seen the Big Show on pay-per-view officially since Judgment Day 2000. Yes, he did make appearances on Raw and SmackDown, but as far as competing in a pay-per-view, it was Judgment Day 2000. He came back, looked in quite good shape, slimmed down, and just cleaned house. He just destroyed anything and everyone in that match. And it was a big surprise, no pun intended, because we hadn't seen Big Show on TV in months. And it wasn't advertised that Big Show was going to be there. No one announced that, oh, Big Show's going to be in the Rumble match. He just showed up and just destroyed everyone. And that was one of my favourite Royal Rumble moments. They could have done that with Charlotte Flair, kept it as a surprise. She would have got a massive pop for sure, but they didn't. But it is what it is. But the other thing I have kind of an issue with is I can't help but feel they've kind of already given away the winner of the women's Royal Rumble match. And one thing I've always known with Charlotte Flair, anytime she comes back, it's usually in a match and she usually wins on her first day. Now, bear in mind, this is the longest she's been away from WWE TV for like well over a full year now. And anytime she's been away, she comes back, she's automatically put into a title match and she usually wins. I can't help but feel the moments she enters the Women's Royal Rumble match, she's going to win it. And the story I've been hearing is Charlotte Flair will return, win the Women's Royal Rumble match, and challenge Tiffany for the women's title at WrestleMania at either night one or night two. That's what I've heard. Not saying that's true. I'm just going by what I've heard. it just feels a little bit predictable. I mean, yeah, Charlotte Flair coming back as one of the participants in the Women's Royal Rumble match is a big deal, but the possibility of her winning is just back to the same thing we've had before. Now, obviously, things can go a different way. Someone else could win it. You just never know, but I think we all know how this is going to go. Now, whether or not Charlotte will be a heel or a face, time will tell, really, but you just kind of know how the booking for these things will play out. But I'm looking forward to seeing Charlotte Flair come back. I'm not a big fan of Charlotte Flair. I like her work in the ring. She's a very good wrestler. She's a great heel. I just don't like the way she's booked, where she has to win every single time. Now, what I would like, if she is going to challenge Tiffany at WrestleMania 41, maybe chase after the title, maybe win a number one contenders match at Elimination Chamber or something like that. Just kind of build it up a bit, get the fans to care. Because if she wins the Rumble match, which it looks like it's going to be a given that she is, then it's just like, oh, here we go again. We've kind of seen all this before, come back, win the big match in her first appearance, blah, blah, blah. But time will tell, really. But as I said earlier, I've seen pictures of Charlotte Flair. She looks fantastic. She's in great shape. She's been working out like a machine. Plastic surgery aside, yeah, I'm not one to judge on that. She still looks great, but I just feel maybe she looked a bit better before, but none of my business. But as I said, I'm really excited to see her back. I would personally save her return for the pay per view. Now, if she does come back on next week's edition of SmackDown, that's fine with me. But personally, I would rather see her at the pay per view. I think that would make it even more special because she's been gone a long time, a really long time, 1 full year. She's been gone, and that's like an eternity in the wrestling world. But we'll just have to see how this is going to play out. But I think we kind of know how this is going to go. But time will tell. They have swerved us before. Surprises do happen, changes can occur. So we'll just have to wait and see. But anyway, that's going to be it from me. I'm going to wrap this up now. What do you guys think about Charlotte Flair returning at the Royal Rumble 2025? Are you excited? Do you think she could come back as a heel or as a face? Do you think WWE have kind of given it away that she's going to win the Women's Royal Rumble match? Do you think she could win it? Or do you think someone else could win it? You know what to do, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your thoughts and comments down below, and I will see all of you next time for another edition of the Wrestling Discussion Series. So until then, take care, everybody, and stay safe. And once again, as always, much appreciated. Thanks for listening.